Should you get a patent? The answer is not yes, or what do you want to patent, or what are you going to do with the patent? The question first is, who are your customers, and how would a patent allow you to do a better job satisfying those customers as well as generating new revenue? In other words, whether you get a patent or not needs to be very closely aligned with your business. Or put another way, your business has to define whether or not you need a patent. For large companies, this is a pretty easy thing to figure out. Large companies have existing customers, they have manufacturing plants, they have distribution channels, they get shelf space at Home Depot or Walmart just by asking. But if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a small company, all of those things are not a given. And even if you have a really awesome idea that you think is patentable, it's very likely that a patent will end up being worthless unless and until you can demonstrate how you're actually going to make money from that idea. And importantly here, you don't need a patent in order to be a successful business person. But having a patent that covers a successful business idea can be very, very useful, if not critical, because a patent gives you the opportunity to go to a large company that might want access to your business, might want access to your customers, might want access to your revenue streams. And by making sure that your product, your excellent product idea that you have customers for, that you have revenue generating, and that revenue is known, you can see that's going to be scalable. If you have a patent on that, that could very well define your exit plan. One really great reason to get a patent is so that you have extra value over and above the revenue that you have today. And what I mean by that is that having a patent can allow a potential acquirer to see that the revenue you have today is sustainable. Nobody wants to pay for a business based upon today's revenue if they can't show that, or they can't be satisfied that that revenue is going to continue in the future. Another reason to get a patent is to develop strategic partnerships. Very often, large companies do not enter into small markets because they're too busy printing money in their existing markets. They have, and it may even be that they don't even know that a market exists. So it's up to entrepreneurs to create new markets and new opportunities using technology and developing new things. And it's very hard to say to somebody, here, look at this awesome new technology, adopt it, buy it from me. Because you don't, as an entrepreneur, you probably don't look very stable or very reliable. But very often what you can do as an entrepreneur is you can develop strategic partnerships with the incumbents who might want to have access to the technology. They want to try it before they buy it. Frequently, my clients, what happens is that they get their foot in the door with a large company because they have an offering that the large company doesn't have. And the company seeks to try it before they buy it. And what that does two really awesome things. First of all, it allows you to become embedded in the big company's infrastructure. And what the example I like to use here is this really great tagline that most people remember that BASF had. We don't make the stuff you buy, we make the stuff you buy better. So if you're an entrepreneur making things better, that is then, and those improvements are now integrated inside of a large corporation's ecosystem, it's going to be very difficult for them to back out of having your stuff in their product line, especially if you have a patent that broadly covers the stuff that is in their product line. And yeah, sure, they could say, okay, we don't need you anymore, but you could now take your patented product and go offer it to one of their competitors. And you can say to their competitors, hey, so-and-so didn't want to, your competitor didn't want to continue with me, but look at all this proof of how good we are and how much money this other company made. And here it's yours for the taking. And you don't have to do all the development that they had to do or that we had to do together. So having a patent in the context of a strategic partnership can allow you to build up credibility in a market where you wouldn't otherwise be able to enter on your own, but also it gives you competitive advantage in a market where you wouldn't necessarily be large enough to play. Companies don't buy patents, they buy businesses. And if your business is protected by a patent, then that's going to make it more likely that your business is going to be bought because there's some competitive advantage. Patents are never a means to an end. They are a way to get your business goals enhanced and actually met in a lot of cases. And the decision about whether to get a patent, what kind of patent, how much you spend, where you get it is purely a business decision. I'm Jackie Hutter. I'm a globally recognized IP strategist. I help entrepreneurs, startups, early stage companies, and small companies to generate desired business outcomes using intellectual property.